Hey all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing how Cyberpunk Edge Runners impacted Cyberpunk 2077 and how we can see that with other games such as Halo Infinite, which I'll be talking about today. So to begin with, Cyberpunk Edge Runners came out 13th September. Before that, if we look at Cyberpunk 2077's player count on SteamDB, on September 1st, so probably a couple, give or take more days before the release, was only at 30,000 players, which, isn't the worst it's been at. It's been lower, but I'm assuming that when the trailer came out, it excited a lot of people, so they wanted to jump back in before it came out. But literally 2 days, September 15th, after the anime came out, we have 136,724 players in-game. Now, obviously, that is from the anime's popularity and how successful and good the anime is. I recommend if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a great anime, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So, taken from that, we can see that this property of Edge Runners boosted the game. And I mean, even today, today is the November 6th. Today, 48,000 players. 48,000. That's insane. That 48,000 players are playing the game because of an anime. And it just goes to show the power of what other medias can do for game series. Because Cyberpunk, honestly, I love that game, but it didn't hit as hard due to the graphical and gameplay issues. But they've ironed it out, and now the game is successful. They've announced a DLC, Phantom Liberty, and that's supposed to be, I think, their magnum opus. I think that's what's going to define the game. That's what people are going to remember from the game. And, of course, we have a sequel, which I'm so excited for. I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan, so this excites me to a lot of new levels. But, the question is, you're probably asking, Uncle Mike, how does it compare to Halo Infinite? Well, do I have the answer for you? So, Halo's player count, as today, is at 3,500, and it's due to content and lack of growth. We can see Forge still hasn't come out. The seasons are blundered with content no one cares about. And, it's such a shame that that's an issue. Because, like I said right now, 3,560 players are playing right now. That is so sad. And, honestly, I do think that an animated series like Edge Runners could blow up this game. It could help players back interested, while 343 also is developing the tools and the functions, and I would say even the content to grow this game. Because as we know, if you do a lot of research, as much as I do, you know that the developers have complained about their engine. I think it's a slip space engine, as it hinders development and allowing further content. Which there's rumors. I think it's actually been confirmed that they are going to be switching on Unreal for the game. Now that's definitely an interesting topic, and yeah, I just want to say I got that from one of my favorite podcasts, Defining Duke. It's an Xbox podcast through Last Stand Media. I would suggest you check it out. I'll probably link the episode that they did that in. So yeah. Okay, so yeah. Why would an anime series, or even just an animated film or TV series, would work for Halo Infinite? Well, Halo is such a rich universe that could provide plenty of content for players to ingest in other medias. We've seen it with Forward Unto Dawn. We saw it with Halo Legends that I'm about to talk about. We've even sadly seen it with the Halo TV show. Let's not talk about that one. But Halo Legends, in my opinion, is such a great example of what animation can do to a game that hasn't been utilized yet. So it came out on February 16, 2010. Just for reference, Halo Reach came out September of that year. It was a success. I remember watching it as a kid. I wouldn't say as the success as Edge Runners, because Halo at that point was still high up because Bungie was the developer still, and 3 was the main title at the time, because this came out before Reach, but Reach didn't release that. It was an animated series that had 7 different stories, which were very cool and very different animation styles. And I just wanted to say, I looked this up, by launch week of Halo Reach, IGN reported this in 2010, that there were 70 million plus games played, 235 million plus player games have been played, and 2 million plus files have been uploaded to file shares. That's pretty interesting. Of course, it's Halo Reach. Everyone knew this was Bungie's last shebang, so they wanted to, play the last game that they thought at the time. This is before 343, I think, was announced for taking it over. Now, the question is, could that be due part to Halo Legends? A little bit. Maybe hype got carried for that game due to the series coming out, but I wouldn't say so, just because Halo is such a massive title and it can generate hype itself. I mean, remember the Halo 2 launch? That was, and the Halo 3 one as well. It's covered with news, like national news. It's pretty crazy. Now, what can save Infinite? I'm sure you're asking. I believe that if you did a 10 episode, 20 minutes per episode that focused on different parts of the Halo universe, you'd have a successful series that would help garner hype towards Halo Infinite. Because we've seen with Edge Runners that, yes, it took place in Night City, but Night City is such a big city. Wow, good job. Is a big city that every story is different. You see with David and his crew how different that can be to V. And we have that story if you've played the game. But it's different because at the end of the day, it's a different person, different story. Now, Halo can do what I believe kind of like Star Wars The Clone Wars does this quite well. They do story arcs. And I think for this, they could do like a 3-episode, 4-episode, even like half and half, 5-episode arc and another 5-episode arc. And like, could you imagine one of the stories being, it's ODSTs at Reach trying to escape as it's falling and being glassed? That would be awesome to see. As in Halo Reach, the game itself, we only really get to see him for one level. And it would be very interesting and refreshing to see ODST that haven't got much love since Halo 3 ODST. I mean, we haven't really got to see it, and ODSTs are a fan favorite. I love ODST as well. Or, if you've played Halo Reach, you will notice that you are able to discover fallen Spartans across the world. And it'd be very interesting to get some episodes about these Spartans. Maybe dedicate 3 or 4 episodes to each different one you find in the game to kind of generate that hype of like, oh, look at how cool these guys are now that you go in. Because it's in Cyberpunk, they really do that with David. You know, in Cyberpunk 2077, before it came out shortly, they released a drink called the David Martinez in the Afterlife. And not a lot of people were like, okay, that's weird. But now with Edge Runners, we get to see how important and how of a legend he made himself in Night City. Now, I truly think if an animated series came out for Halo Infinite, or for Halo in general, and it was to boost Halo Infinite's interest, I think it would. I think you would see a good increase as long as 343 begins to release content better. They get in front of this, and they begin to issue the content. Like, so the season passes, maybe they have better weekly challenges. They have armor that people actually want, or even give you XP tokens. And, I mean, dude, people love customization, especially in a Halo game. Give them some cool Spartan armor they've been asking for, because honestly, it's really depressing to go through their season pass and just see barren wasteland. So, again, I think that this show, or I think a proposed animated film for Halo could really give the game a boost. And, you know, this Halo is supposed to be the Halo for like 10 years, and it's not shaping up that way. And I would hate to see Halo fall. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for the video. Appreciate y'all appreciate y'all watching. It's been your favorite uncle on the internet. See y'all later.